Hey, what is going on, guys? Coming at you with another updated deck profile for the July 2015 Konami Banlist, and today I'll be showing you guys my Chainburn deck. Since yesterday was actually my first opportunity to play the locals in about a couple weeks, a local tournament, I actually just decided to have a little bit of fun and play something trolly and scumbaggy, you could say, in Chainburn. Actually did have a lot of fun with it. Got second place with it, going 2-1 and 3 rounds of Swiss. Ended up being Ritual Beast 2-0 first round. Lost to Lightsworn 2-1 just basically by being out-sacked in round 2. And then round 3 I ended up beating Mermails 2-1. So I was definitely happy with the deck's performance. I had a lot of fun, as I said. It just was really nice to be able to just kind of relax and play kind of a more just kind of casual, relaxed-based deck and still do pretty well with it. So overall, pretty happy with the tournament yesterday. So there are a few changes to this build from the previous build I showed you guys about a month ago, so figured I'd give you guys a quick update here. So starting off with the boss monster, we of course had the 2 Lava Golem. Just being able to remove 2 monsters off your opponent's side of the field, give them a Lava Golem that just puts them on a clock because it's burning them for 1,000 each turn is just really, really good. And then the fact that it's giving them a level 8 monster, they usually can't do much to it other than trying to destroy it or negate its effect or something like that. And then of course if they try attacking you with it, which most of the time they will, you do have things like Dimension Wall, Magic Cylinder, and Rain Destruction that can punish them for that. Then we have the triple Battle Fader. With the Genlock being banned, this card definitely does get a bit better because now when you look at the limited things that actually stop this card, it really just comes down to Vanity's Emptiness, which is that 1, Solemn Warning, which is that 1, Majesty's Fiend, which isn't really played that much, and like other hand negation effects like say Mind Drain, which isn't really played at all. So really, Battle Fader is just really good. Better than Swiss Scarecrow in my opinion because it actually puts a monster on board that can help you stall even further. Then we do have the triple card D for more draw power, and then the 2 Max C because every deck Sputtle summons, and since you activate this from the hand, you can actually build up your chains with this, even if it's dead against a certain matchup that doesn't Sputtle summon, so the 2 Max C is definitely good in this deck. So that was 10 monsters, now on the spells. Starting off, we of course have the namesake of the deck here, the 2 Chain Strike. Definitely wish this card would come to free, but this deck was a bit insane whenever it had free Chain Strike and free 1-day piece, so I can definitely understand why they are where they are currently, but even at 2, Chain Strike is really, really good. Then we have the triple Pod Duality. Really not Sputtle summoning in this deck on your turn, except when you go for Lava Golem play, so Duality is just really good for getting you to that combo piece that you need. The 2 Scapegoat. This is really good if you're going against a slower deck that usually only summons 1 to 2 monsters at a time. You can usually stall them out for multiple turns, or if you have them locked under Ojama Trio, that's even another way to where you could stall with multiple turns with Scapegoat versus, say, Waboku and Threatening Ward. They're only giving you 1 turn of stall. Then for the final spell, we do have the 1-day apiece. So now for the traps. Starting off, we of course have the triple Accumulated Fortune for more draw power, along with the triple Reckless Greed. I can definitely say in playing this deck, the biggest thing you have to be cautious with Reckless, because your draws are so important in this deck, is to make sure you're holding on to this as long as possible, or you're playing it whenever you can resolve multiple Recklesses or Reckless plus an Accumulated Fortune, because you can really put yourself way behind to where you're pretty much going to lose the game if you just play the one recklessly, per se, and you don't draw what you need. So definitely it's needed, but you definitely have to play it a bit carefully. Then for some burn cards, we of course have the triple Chest Desserts and triple Secret Barrel. Chest Desserts is good, burning players that like to spam the field with monsters, 500 for each monster. Then Secret Barrel for all those decks that can +1 and gain a bunch of advantage in their hand and on the field. So it's just really good for burning them for 200 for each card they have on the field and in their hand. Then we have the 2 Magic Cylinder. This negates the attack and sends the attack of that attacking monster back to the opponent. So I find it a bit better than Dimension Wall in the main, because if you say have a Scapegoat token on board or Battle Fader, you don't have to wait to use Magic Cylinder on the direct attack like you do with Dimension Wall, so that's why Cylinder is good, and you can use it to protect your Scapegoat tokens and your Battle Fader in that case. Then we do have the 2 Ojama Trio. Not only is it good for filling up your opponent's board with monsters that give more burn damage to Chest Desserts and Secret Barrel, but it also can be a lockdown if you catch them at the right time with this. It was Game 2 against Ritual Beast, where I actually had him in a lockdown, where he had the free Ojama Trio tokens, a Lava Golem, and a Petal Fin on board, where he pretty much couldn't do anything, so that is another aspect of Trio that's really good, just being able to lock down your opponent's board. Then for some more stall, we have the 2 Threatening Roar and 2 Waboku. Then for one-os, we of course have the 1 Ray of Destruction, just absolutely godly in this deck, considering its monster removal and also a card that burns them for their attack as well, along with yourself, but the burn aspect is really good. And then as a tech, you could say, I played the 1 Torrential. You don't really see this in most chain burn builds, but I can definitely say in testing it yesterday that it was actually really, really good. Just being able to wipe your opponent's board can really stall you out a turn or two if you do play it at the right time. And you can kind of, since it is a trap card, of course, that's more responsive than, say, Mirror Force, you can kind of chain this along with your other stuff for some crazy combos. One thing I did find out, too, is that you can play, like, Scapegoat first and then chain Torrential, to where Torrential's going to wipe out their board, and then you'll get 4 Scapegoat tokens for free that just build up a wall of defense. You can also use it if they're down low in life points, like, say, 900 or less. You can play Torrential, then chain Ojama Trio, to where Ojama Trio will summon the tokens, and then Torrential will destroy them and burn them for 900, 300 for each token that's destroyed. So there's a lot of neat combos you can actually do with Torrential in this deck. So that was it for the main deck. Total of 40 cards. It was 10 monsters, 8 spells, and 22 traps. Now on to the side deck. So starting off, we had 2 of each hand, 2 fire and 2 ice hand. These are really good because they not only give you the ability to remove problematic cards on board, things like Denko Sekka, Jinzo, Naturia Barkion, Royal Decree, things like that, but it also gives you a little bit of a stall aspect and deck cleaning aspect as well, which is definitely a good thing for this deck. Then we do have the 2 Swiss Scarecrow. If the opponent's playing some kind of deck and they're really committed to just negating special summoning through something like Fossil Diner or Vanity's Fiend or things like that, then you can definitely side out the faders for Scarecrows in those matchups. Or if you just want extra stall, you can just side in Scarecrow for a dead card in certain matchups. Then we do have the triple MST because the Decree is a pain to deal with, so you need a way to be able to get rid of it. So MST is good for that. Then we have the 1 Dark Hole and 1 Regeki. In the tournament yesterday, I actually, instead of the 2 Scarecrow and the Dark Hole and Regeki, I was playing Effect Negation and 2 Valor and 2 Forbidden Chalice, but really with this deck, what I found is that Effect Negation for a turn isn't really that good in this deck, because yeah, you can get Trish, yeah, you can get JD'd, but really all it comes down to is you just need to have that 1 stall card for that 1 turn, and then if you're able to blow out their board the next turn and just wipe out all their resources they commit to the board with, say, Dark Hole, Regeki, Torrential, Rain of Destruction, the hands, whatever that is, then you're putting yourself in a much better spot than just negating that 1 effect would. Especially since with Valor and Chalice, you're not negating the attack or anything like that. So that's why I did choose the Scarecrows and the Dark Hole and Regeki over the effect negation. And a lot of times with all your stuff being chainable, you can easily play around a Trish or a JD and just chain all your effects in response to it. Then we have the 2-dimension wall. You side this in if you want a little bit more of damage redirection, or if you're going against a matchup where they can avoid targeting from Magic Cylinder or avoid being affected by Cylinder, because Dimension Wall doesn't target the monster, doesn't affect the monster at all. It is a player-based effect that just makes them take the damage you would have taken. So there's a lot of things that Dimension Wall can get around, but as I said, just Magic Cylinder gives you a little bit more value, so that's why I do play it in the main over the Dimension Wall. Then for the final side card, we do have the 2 Fairy Wind. This again is another answer for Decree if you have it set before Decree gets flipped. And then it's good against those Floodgate heavy decks because it's basically like a mini Chain Strike, to where you can play this as like one of the final cards in your chain, and then it's going to count all of your other face-up cards previously in the chain and burn both players for 300 times all those face-up spells and traps, including what your opponent may have face-up. So that's just really good, and then you can still get your other effects off from the previous cards in the chain as well. Then I'll go ahead and really quickly show you guys the extra deck. It's not something you absolutely need, but it's just something nice to have as a bluff. I definitely would recommend if you have like an extra deck based monster like an Xyz or a Fusion that is usually associated with a certain powerful deck, that I definitely would recommend putting that on top, especially if you're going to a competitive event. Like what I did against the Ritual Beast player was I had my extra deck face up with Master Hero Darklaw on top, so he was kind of a little bit worried about going against Master Heroes with Darklaw, but obviously he was a little bit surprised when he ended up going against Chainburn, but that is something you can do. So just basically some shiny fusions here that don't really mean anything. Yeah, Darklaw, Black Skull Dragon, Blaze Phoenix, Chaos, or Contrast Hero Chaos, and then these all all of these elemental hero fusions that look really, really awesome, and then the random meteor black dragon. So yeah, you can see how important that extra deck is there. The more important thing in the extra deck is the tokens. I use these for the Stray Lamb tokens, or not the Stray Lambs, the Ojama Trio tokens. I wish I had the actual free Ojama tokens, but I unfortunately do not. Then the 4 Scapegoat tokens, which come out a lot, and then just some more tokens in case you need them. So that is it for the updated version of Chainburn, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.